Like other parts of central Belize, when Hurricane Lisa made landfall on November 2nd, it also wreaked havoc at the Belize Zoo. The Category 1 storm damaged enclosures, trails, and other structures at the wildlife refuge.
We had no income for the month of November, and that was about $190,000 in cost to the zoo. We had to hire additional people, we had to buy material. For example, you saw the jaguar habitat. We had to rebuild one of the jaguar habitat from scratch. That cost us about $65,000, just that one habitat. Overall, it's going to cost the zoo about $400,000. That would be our estimated figure for the cost from Hurricane Lisa.
A damage assessment conducted immediately after the natural disaster would verify that roughly 75% of the plants found at the zoo were also affected.
Every manager and staff that works at the zoo is still reporting to work, even though we're close to the public. It's just that rather than having, as you say, the different, the tourism aspect, the education aspect, everybody's doing manual labor now. So trading in the castile, for example, for a machete and a claw to clean. So that will be the norm for the next few weeks until it is back in a place where we can welcome the public.
6 weeks later, Sylvia is pacing gingerly inside her enclosure.
It took us a couple of weeks to be able to restore her habitat over. So she was in a holding area for a couple of weeks. For us to get her out took us maybe like 3 weeks or so. And the keepers work like even on their days off to be able to see her back into her habitat. So we had to come in extra days. Everyone was trying to get her out as quick as possible from there. So we had to put up a portion of the fence, make sure all the electric wires were working.
Neo is also busy climbing. When he is not putting on a show for our camera, he's scarfing down a whole fish. Elsewhere at the facility, the harpy eagles are perched on huge branches, overlooking the massive cleanup campaign that is taking place below. The Belize Zoo is gearing up to reopen its doors to the public once again.
It's been a monumental task. It's nothing we have faced before. Lisa, as we would say in Creole, did a number to the zoo. We had some trees, hardwood trees like mahogany, soft trees like the ceiba, cedar. All those trees were planted in 1990 when we moved to this site. And a lot of those trees were toppled over by Lisa. The few that remained standing, their branches were just ripped off, broken. And the unique thing about the Belize Zoo is the natural habitat, the natural vegetation we have. It provides shade, it provides comfort for the animals, and it's also a protection for guests coming to the zoo from the sun.
But when those trees fell, debris littered many, if not all, of the pathways that lead to various exhibits. It's nothing short of a Herculean effort, clearing and trickling away fallen branches and foliage.
It's been a lot of work trying to get everything back to not how it was, because now we have a lot of trees that have fallen that were giving a lot of shade to the animals that were here. But the restoration of most of the habitats is almost completed. It has taken us longer than we had anticipated. So it took us over 5 weeks to where we are right now. And even though Saturday we will have the zoo reopened again for visitors and for the public to come in and see, it's still not to 100%.
Indeed, getting the zoo back to where it was before the hurricane has been no easy task. They're not fully there yet. But what visitors can expect to see when they are allowed to return to the facility are all their favorite birds and cats.
We're reopening on Saturday, and it will be a phased reopening. Some of the habitats will not be available, and it's mostly because of safety for guests. We haven't been able to reach all the habitats to make sure that they are 100% safe to guests. So what we're doing is we're going to curtain off some of the habitats. But all the charismatic species that people are used to, the jaguars, the tapir, the harpy eagle, the scarlet macaw, the parrots, all 5 cats will be available to the public. And I invite Belizean supporters to come and see what it's been like for us here at the Belize Zoo. Come and see the amount of work that is left for us to do.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.